I'm so sorry.
In all sincerity, truly and really, without lying to ourselves, can a man and a woman be platonic friends? This is another emotional episode because there is a lot of vulnerability. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Lucy's Quick One. We are talking Skinny Girl in Transit, season 7, and this is episode 9. Get popcorn and water and the truth and your honesty. Everything, get it together for this episode. Now, in case you do not know, I like to talk about Skinny Girl in Transit, but majorly look at the character Shalewa. Now, in Skinny Girl in Transit, sometimes I bring in other characters just to talk about them briefly, but my focus is Shalewa. And the reason I picked Shalewa is because I feel from her story, when it comes to relationships, healing, and all of that, her character is speaking more about what a lot of people may have gone through or are going through or hopefully not go through. Now, we are introduced in episode 9, which is the last episode before the finale, where we see that Tiwa is hosting Didi and Shalewa and Derin. Now, in case you do not know who these people are, Tiwa was the main character from Skinny Girl in Transit from season 1, who had a sister who is Shalewa. Derin is Mide's sister. Tiwa is married to Mide. That makes Derin her sister-in-law. Now, the beginning of the whole season of Skinny Girl in Transit, especially I think episode season 3, we can see that Derin made Tiwa's life a living hell. But they later on became friends. Didi, on the other hand, is Tiwa's best friend. And because she's always around Tiwa, and Shalewa is also always around Tiwa, they had a relationship before Derin comes in the picture. And now the four of them all have a relationship. So Tiwa is hosting them in their house. And then we have this girl talk, this girl sisterhood kind of movement. And then they started gisting, nights out, they are talking. And the first thing, or the first thing that they talk about is Derin. And that's because Shalewa mentioned that Derin was still talking about having a sperm donor and all of that. And then Derin revealed, like I said in episode 8, that she's no longer interested in having a sperm donor. Now remember that in this episode, or even in the season, you can see that Derin already has a sperm donor who is ready to give his sperm to Derin. But apparently, after her episode with the baby, the nephew, she's like, she's no longer interested. And then they asked her, you tell this particular man that is interested in being your sperm donor. And then she goes into a place. She tells them that, they meet. And instead of telling him anything, she just kissed him. And she's like, he doesn't think she's ready to raise a child on her own. And then he walks away. And they were like, Now, let's move on to our focus, which is Shalewa. Now, Shalewa is there talking and she's like, now wow. And then Darren was like, what about you? What about Dr. Elijah? Tiwa, who is her sister, is like, there's a Dr. Elijah. Didi too is also like, is it Dr. Elijah? She's like, yeah, there's a Dr. Elijah. We are just friends. Didi was like, you say what? You say they play. She's like, a man and a woman cannot be platonic friends. And then there was this argument. Darren was like, of course they cannot be platonic friends. Tiwa was like, they can be platonic friends. Shalewa was asked if she feels that a man and a woman can just be friends. And then she said no. Then she revealed that Dr. Elijah got the job and will be leaving to Abuja. And that when Dr. Elijah told her, she was like, you didn't tell me before, like all of that. And he's like, no, it's not as if he was applying. They called him and he has not even given them a response. And she's like, why haven't you given them a response? Well, he wanted to reply and then he leaned in for a kiss. Apparently, that's the reason he has not given them a response. But she reclines and she's like, my mom is waiting for me. And then she leaves. And he's like, should I pick you tomorrow? And she says, no, don't worry, I'll get a cab, and leaves there. And then she now reveals that she doesn't want to take the expectations she had or what she had with Mohammed into and pour it into Dr. Elijah. And that's the essence of healing. I feel that when you heal, you'll be able to move past it. I don't know how easy it is. And Darren is like, but we've talked about this now, Shalewa. Move on from Mohammed. Why are we still stuck up on this? And she's like, it's not just about Mohammed, it's about all of them. And then she exploded. And then Tiwa was like, see, if you don't want to talk about it, no problem. And that was the point where Shalewa revealed that Kwame hit her. And when Didi heard it, you know that kind of, it's good to have different types of friends, where the ones that are calm, the ones that are hot-headed, just a mixture, because you don't know when you will need them in future. Didi was ready to break bottle, carry cutlass, anything to just go and fight Kwame wherever he is. And she's like, no, he's no longer here. He's gone back to Ghana and all of that. And Didi was like, I am so like, what? And even Derin was so surprised. And Tiwa was like, see, even when she heard it too, she really wanted to fight Kwame and really wanted to understand what really happened. But it happened, and everybody just got really quiet and quite emotional. And now I think they now understood why Shalewa might be going back and forth with Dr. Elijah. Probably because she has this huge fear that she's not sure if she goes into this one again, what she's going to see at the end of the day. I think that some people who probably have gone through one heartbreak or the other are not just, it's not as if they're not ready for another relationship, but probably they are scared that it might be rosy at the beginning, but what are we going to see at the end? Now we move on to Didi. So everybody was like, oh yeah, everybody's talking. Didi, what about you? Remember I told you in episode 7 that Didi has his fiance, and then they had an argument about kids and all of that. And she's saying that, that's not even the reason she and her fiance are not talking. Now, Didi is somebody that does not want to have kids, based on reasons best known to her. And this man still wants to have kids, even though he already has 2 kids. And she revealed that they were having a conversation, and he hasn't really talked about the fact that she revealed to him that she doesn't want to have kids, and that because of that their relationship is getting strained, and she doesn't understand what's going on with both of them. But the man still doesn't want to talk about it, but that's their reality. She doesn't want to have kids. And then she started talking about the fact that if their relationship does not work, even though she's already engaged to him, if it breaks, she probably will lose her mind. And then you see all of them coming to hug each other. And Derin is saying, like, if you guys have different values, why do you still want to go ahead with the marriage? And Tiwa is like, see, you will not understand, because Didi really loves this guy. And then this episode ends with Tiwa saying, love is filled with a lot of yama yama. Sometimes I like to use Bible reference when I want to talk about love. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not take note of wrong, it endures all, it conquers all. And Tiwa is like, see, the yama yama that is in love and marriage is not for babies. That's why when they tell people that if you're not ready for a relationship, don't go into it, because you don't know, you might even just be there, but you are hurting somebody else who will go on to hurt somebody else. There's a lot of compromise, there's a lot of understanding, there's a lot of forgiving. See me preaching like I've been married 1,000 years, but I'm just saying, picking up from what I saw, it just revealed that love is not as easy, but it's also beautiful when you have people that are willing to work together. I am moving towards the end of Skinny Girl in Transit season 7, and the last episode will be episode 10. This has been a roller coaster. It's been lots and lots of learning and unlearning. I don't know about you, but let me know what you think about this in the comment section, about being friends with the opposite gender. Is that really possible? What are the boundaries you guys set before you decide to go into such things? And for those who do not want kids, why don't you want to have kids? And for those who want to have kids, why do you want to have kids? Do you even think you are ready to have these kids? Let me know all of that in the comment section. I really, really love this episode because they talked, they opened up, and they were honest with themselves. Going up to episode 10, where, hey, if you know, you know. If you have seen it, you would understand why I'm shouting. But don't worry, if you have not seen it, I'll be back to tell you what exactly happened. Till then, guys, take care. Bye.